So, the number one question that I have gotten as a sex and dating columnist thus far is, drumroll, does size matter? Now, I mean this with all sincerity. Before I start, and before I state what my personal preference is, I do genuinely believe that there is someone out there for everyone. Not every single woman out there can take a big old dick. I'm just gonna say it. Not every single woman out there wants a big old dick, okay? So just calm down. Let's take a step back, a deep breath before we all get unhinged on size preferences and emasculation. I will say, and I do mean this again with all sincerity, I do believe that women have kind of overhyped a big dick and men with big dicks. So with that being said, just because you have a big old dick doesn't mean you know what to do with it. And it doesn't mean that every single woman out there gets pleasured and reaches the big O just because you have the equipment. Because trust me when I say, not every man knows what to do with it. So I'm gonna go small, big, and then back to the middle. So men on the smaller side. If a woman, like me, has, for lack of a better term, WAP. For those of you who don't know what WAP is, it is wet ass pussy. There's a certain size that we don't even feel. The excess lubrication just gets lost. Like, did you come? Did you go? Did you stay? Whatever. I would not even know what to tell you. I could not even tell you because I did not feel it. No one's wrong there. I mean, it is what it is. So please don't hate me when I'm not jumping in the sack with someone a little bit smaller, because I'm just not going to feel it. So logic would tell you, if I'm not really going to feel it, then the odds are very stacked against me to achieve what I came here for, which was an orgasm. So yeah, you know, every position can be tailored depending on your size. Little penises require more work. You know, you can't be getting all crazy, can't be jumping and hooping and hollering. You gotta kind of hunker down, you know. And let me tell you something, small men. If that pelvis ain't tilt to the heavens, then I'm getting up and leaving anyway. You don't have the luxury, and I mean this with all due respect, to just lay there, to just kind of grab onto our hips so we're on top. No, boo. Tilt the pelvis. So baby boy, if you're on top as well, you don't have the luxury, unfortunately, to go nice and slow. You gotta, so we can feel something. And I'm talking about women with body types like me. Because there, again, other women cannot take bigger equipment. That's just facts. That's just preferences. Again, everyone has their preferences. Moving on to the bigger dicks. See, why I think that women would prefer someone larger, let's say you're a lousy lay. Let's say, hypothetically, that you were blessed with the equipment, but you just, that's about it. There are certain ways that we can maneuver ourselves to kind of get a little bit closer to the, you know, ending, which is a happy ending. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for example, if you're on top and we're riding, there's more to ride. We can move. We can kind of, you know, get a little crazy with it. You know, there was one time where, you know, he was bigger, and of course, you know, he had the legs up, all up in the air, and then he did a little one of those things, he's in the middle, which is just, you know, you can get deeper, and it was starting to hurt, and I was, you know, backing away and telling him, like, hey, he wasn't listening, which is a whole other, you know, situation. And so I finally just kicked him in the face because my legs were up anyway, so I kicked him in the face, which definitely, we blocked each other, I think, after that. But if you're not listening to me, even so, boo, we have a problem. You know, so sometimes being on the bigger side isn't sunshine and rainbows and orgasms. And I don't care what size you are, if you only last 30 seconds anyway, but that's a different video. And I think I speak for all women when I say this, that it's no fun having to ice your lady bits afterwards. I mean, I never had to do that. A friend told me. Let's make our way down to the middle. So the national average is 5 inches, which is my personal preference, slightly bigger than average. So don't be coming here at like 5.2 thinking I'm a Rock Lauren's world, because that's not what I said. My personal preference, my favorite, slightly bigger than average. So you're hitting at the 6 to 7, 8, you know, let's see. And let's be honest here. The bigger you are, the harder it is for blowjobs, which again, different video, but I'm just gonna graze on this. So, you know, that kind of works in a smaller guy's favor. When he is smaller, we can get all crazy with the blowjobs. You know, I'm not trying to suffocate and die, which I'm not gonna lie, happened once. I thought I was gonna die. He was bigger, getting carried away, and it's just like, you don't want to stop and kill, you know, what's happening. But I was like, how is this gonna get explained to my parents? How embarrassing would it be to have your obituary saying that you died choking on a dick? Like, of course I would think that was a joke, but I really thought in that moment that was going to be my life. Anyway, slightly bigger than average is good. Now let me tell you something though. Even if you're on the smaller side, on the bigger side, the one thing that wins every single time, thickness. I don't care if we're talking about women, steaks, penises. If you thick, baby boy, that's where it's at. Because the thickness, the girth, let's say, hits more nerve endings. And that, whoo, Jesus Christ, hallelujah. So as a recap, here's my advice. If you're on the smaller side and you're self-conscious about it, again, there are people who want what you have to offer. I think that one of the most toxic ways of thinking and dating is that we're constantly caught up on the people that don't want us versus focusing on the ones that do. This is 2021. There's an app for that. There's a website for that. You know, you don't have to be so caught up in these people don't want me, because there's a lot of people over here that do. And hey, toys. I don't know why men are so scared of toys. You know, it's becoming common knowledge, and more people are starting to talk about it, that it's very hard to achieve an orgasm through just penetration alone. So bring in some toys, bring in some help, make sure you're good with the mouth. But that goes for the bigger ones too. You know, don't think you can just lay there, because that shit ain't gonna fly. So I'm gonna talk to the women really quickly. We have to stop emasculating a man, and I'm guilty of doing this too, just because he's on the smaller side. I will say that it's starting to affect them. I also think that we need to stop over glorifying the bigger dick too, because let me tell you something, this shit lasting between 30 to 60 seconds anyway. I don't care how big you were. You know, there's pros and cons to both, you know, so I think as women we can kind of just, you know, but men, don't get upset about having our own preferences. You know what I'm saying? Have more to offer than just what your penis size is. And if you know you're on the smaller side, get equipped with other, you know, qualities. And I'm not just talking about in the bedroom. Like, make sure you have a good personality. Make sure you got some money, something. Like, damn it.